What is up everyone, Movie back again with another Blu-ray and 4K update. Now this is just going to be a little bit of a smaller one this time. I usually like to get about 10 titles at least in when I do these updates, but I do only have 6 here. But the reason I'm doing this now is because I want to get cracking on filming my 4K collection updates, because I do it every year and I've had a lot of titles since the last one. And there's 4 4Ks in here, so with me kind of having this OCD type deal that I have, I'd rather do this update and then film it. I wouldn't want to film the 4K collection and then come back to it and show the pickups that were in that collection, if that makes sense. It's just the way I am. Some people may think that's ridiculous, but fair enough. That's just the way I like to do things. I've got a t-shirt as well to show at the end. Now remember, if you want more Blu-ray and 4K updates, they will be down below as well. Much longer versions than this. But let's just get into it with the first thing that I got, and it was my birthday a couple of days ago, so my dad picked this one up for me, and that is the Northman on 4K. Nice slipcover, of course, people who love slipcovers. But this was one of my favourite films of this year up to now. It's in my top 3. It was kind of going into it, I was a bit like, oh, Robert Eggers, and I was kind of couldn't quite grasp The Lighthouse. I didn't hate her or anything, but it was just a little bit too weird for me. And I thought, is this movie going to be like this as well? And after 10 minutes, I was like, yeah, it is. But it actually doesn't. It actually is more streamlined and viewer-friendly for the amateur, the average viewer. And it was just a little bit more easy to follow. And this is basically just a action revenge film, all set in the Viking times. I thought Alexander Skarsgård was great in this movie. And there's a scene in this about 30 minutes in where it all takes place in a village, and it might just be my favourite moment of 2022 in movies so far. I mean, if I do a top 10 2022 movie moments at the end of the year, that'll probably be in there. But great cast all around. Always good to see Anya Taylor-Joy, my favourite actress, working today. And Ethan Hawke, William Dafoe is in it for a little bit. And Nicole Kidman was actually a surprise character for me. I really liked her in this. But a great movie, so well shot, so many brutal scenes, kind of like Game of Thrones, where no one has compassion for anyone or shows any emotion. Death is the common thing in this everyday life. But a really, really great movie, really well shot, and yeah, like I said, one of my favourite films of the year. So happy to own this. Looking forward to checking it out again on 4K there. Next up is a film I was thinking about picking up on release day, but it's very rare I do that. I usually just wait for the 2 for 30 deal or whatever, but my wife bought me this anyway for my birthday, and that is SpiderMan No Way Home. One of my favourite movies of last year, and this is actually, as of speaking, my #1 ranked Marvel movie. I have it #1 on my Letterboxd there. And I knew it was going to be good because it's Spider-Man. I enjoy a lot of Marvel movies, even though it's popular to not like them these days, but I go in and I always have fun with Marvel films. There's only really a couple that I don't really like out of this 27, 28 movie franchise that they've got going now. And I really appreciated the way they went into the multiverse and stuff in this one, pushing the boat out a little bit there. Some emotional story beats attached to this as well, especially towards the end. But I absolutely loved this. Great to see some of the old villains back. I don't want to go into too much of the spoiler territory, but I'm sure you've all seen this now. It made a lot of money at the box office. Nearly everyone watching this is, knows Marvel, I'm sure. But yeah, it was the most popular film last year, wasn't it? I loved this film. I really did. I just had such a fun time. I just remember walking out the cinema thinking that was incredible. So can't wait to watch this one again on 4K. Next up is another 4K, and this is another 2021 movie, and not one of my favourites, I'm not gonna lie, but that is Spiral. I mainly got this because I own all the other Saw movies, and I just thought I've got to complete the collection here. But you know what? It's watchable. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just quite average. I think I give it 5.5 in my review, because I did a full review of this last year. If anyone is wondering, the case is the same. Chris Rock, for me, I'm kind of happy for him because he's a Saw fan and he got to do his version. He wrote it, he produced it and stuff and starred in it, which was kind of weird, but I'm happy for him that he got to get his version out there. But he's kind of hit and miss for me in the acting department here. there was some moments where I thought he was really good, and there was other moments where he's shouting and he's a little bit too over the top, and I'm like, oh, his acting's a little bit off there. But he was okay. Bit cringy at times, especially at the end. And it was just like, it was way over the top. It was really, really cheesy and stuff when you see the reveal. Some good kill scenes in this though. I liked some of the traps, especially the first one on the train and stuff like that. And another one where someone gets their fingers pulled. I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to revisiting this, but when I do a Saw franchise rewatch, I may see this in a different light. I don't think it's the worst in the franchise or anything like that. But maybe I'll review the whole franchise on the channel one day. And, you know, the other 7 movies, and then I will review them all. But I'm still happy to own it. Next up is a film that a lot of people did not like, but I actually thought it was okay. And that is Old from M. Night Shyamalan. Definitely not one of his best movies, but definitely not one of his worst either. It's kind of in the middle for Shyamalan's filmography for me. A lot of people said they did not like the acting in this, but didn't bother me too much, I'm not going to lie. And I thought it was a nice concept. Could have been executed a little bit better, I suppose, but a good idea. Nice little twist at the end. Not one of his best twists, but it was still surprising. Yeah, I just enjoyed it for what it was. I got this really cheap in CEX. There was no way I was going to pay full price for this, but when I seen it, I just grabbed it and thought, you know what? I'll be happy to own it. I'm a bit of a fan of Shyamalan, to be honest. I haven't seen all his movies, but most of them I watch, you know, they give me something. I appreciate the fact that he tries to do things differently at times. But yeah, you know, Thomasin McKenzie, that's her name. I thought she was the standout in this, even though apparently all the acting was bad. But yeah, she was definitely the standout of this movie. But yeah, happy to own Old on 4K there. Next up is a film that I've never seen from Michael Bay, but I've heard Cody Leach talking about this a few times on his channel, and it's just got me a little bit intrigued there. And every time I went into CEX, it was looking at me. It was in there for like 5 weeks straight, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to grab it now, and that is The Island on Blu-ray. I've heard this would work better as a horror movie, but then it sort of goes into the action territory. That's what I've heard. But I don't know too much about it. I've never seen it. Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. Very happy to see both of these in this. Two of my favourite actors and actresses working today. I love Scarlett Johansson in Marvel. She is my second favourite Marvel character behind SpiderMan. But yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. And lastly, we have a shark movie, The Shallows. Now, I did not know there was a 4K of this when I picked it up, and I probably would have went in and picked the 4K up, because if there's a version out there of a movie I pick up, I'm usually going to go to the 4K version. But I thought there's no way they would have brought this out on 4K, but apparently there is. Silly me. Doesn't matter though. I mean, if I like it that much, I will upgrade. But always up for the shark movie. Blake Lively is a good actress. I like a lot of the movies that she's in. So looking forward to checking this one out. I heard she's only like 200 metres away from shore or something. She's not that far, but she just can't get there. That would be really annoying if you could just see the island, but there's this shark stopping you. But yeah, really looking forward to checking this one out. And I did say I've got a t-shirt to show off at the end as well, and my wife picked me this one up for my birthday, and I seen someone wearing this on a YouTube video, and I really can't remember who it is. If you're watching this, please let me know down below. And I just said to her, wow, that t-shirt looks good, and she's kept it in her head and picked me up. But it's a Boys in the Hood t-shirt, a film that's probably due a rewatch for me. Happy to own that. Good movie if you haven't seen it. Probably wear that in one of my next videos, maybe my 4K collection video, who knows. And that is it, guys. That is a mini little Blu-ray and 4K update for you guys. What do you think of these films and the t-shirt? Let me know down below. And if you want more Blu-ray and 4K updates, they'll be down below as well in the description. So don't forget to check them out. Take it all easy, guys. I'll see you in the next video.